Where the fuck is that?
Well, let me actually come over here. Alrighty. Welcome everybody to Live Spirit Frequencies. For anybody that's viewing us on YouTube right now, you can jump in and chat with us live. If you click the link below in the description, it goes to LPTV chat, and that'll take you over to Live Paranormal chat. You can chat with us live as we're doing the show. We are testing out spirit writing, not drawing, but spirit writing. Most people may not know what that is. If you ever watched the movie The Sixth Sense, the little child in the movie sitting in the corner at the desk, and he kind of is off and not himself, and he just starts writing words down. And that's kind of what we're testing out. We're going to see if there's any validation we can find from it. We're going to see if we can get it to happen for us. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. We do have our show tomorrow night, Spirit Box Weekly, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern. And I'd also like to give a huge shout out to Scott Latia. If you guys haven't checked it out, check out www.myparanormalcorner.com. It has awesome information about investigations, about historical locations that he's investigated. And it has newspaper articles. It has a lot of information. It's definitely something for individuals to check out and see what's out there. He has quite a few different investigations that he's done. Some are actually on my bucket list to go to. Queen Mary. He also has quite a few other ones. Copperhead, and I mean there's many investigations he has on there. And you can find that all at www.myparanormalcorner.com. Without further ado, James, you're all set with everything you had to situate?
As close as I'm gonna get, I suppose. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
I just want to get your screen in there, so I'd like to say hello to everybody. I see got a few people in the chat, and I'd like to thank everybody that's in the chat. And again, if you're viewing this live on YouTube, you can click the link below in the description and go to LPTV chat. If anybody has any ideas on different things they'd like us to try with trying to do spirit communication, with trying to do any of what we're trying to do with these shows, please let us know. Leave a comment below. Send us a message, a personal message if you'd like to. I'd also like to give a shout out to Foxzilla. I actually I have to say this just because a lot of us streamers aren't really paying attention too much to everybody that's viewing, and a lot of the viewers have some awesome stuff out there. And I just want to make note that Foxzilla, I checked out your stuff. It was awesome. Death Final Frontier has an awesome channel. You got David Divindy with the Brighton Paranormal. Steve with Southwest Ghost. He always has a show. You can always check it out. And Paraghoster, I can't thank him enough for everything that he does within the field. So everybody, thank you very much for tuning in. James, I think we're all set for what you had to set up, right? To an extent.
Yeah, I'm almost there. I was trying to.
Yeah, you're fine. We have findings from last week. We had quite a few, and we kind of filtered through them. Doppelganger, thanks for being in here. I'd like to give a huge shout out for Doppel. He's been with us. He's been watching our stuff actually for a long time, and I can't thank you enough for that. You're an amazing individual, and appreciate you coming here. And if there's anything within the shows, since you have watched quite a while, that you can let us know ways to improve or ideas that you may have, please go ahead and leave a comment below. but we're going to go ahead and play the evidence for everybody. And then after that, we're going to try the spirit writing. What is your first name? What is your first name?
Do you remember the street name where you used to live? Do you remember the street name where you used to live? Do you remember where you were born? Do you remember where you were born?
Are you right next to me? Are you right next to me?
What is the last thing you remember? What is the last thing you remember?
All right, and welcome back, everybody. Just wanted to go through our findings from last week. And James, are you all set with
I'm good to go.
All right. This week we're gonna switch it up a little bit. We're still gonna be doing the spirit writing, and with this, I'm gonna mute up. James will be able to hear me because of the microphone to Skype, but you guys won't hear me until I turn up the volume so that I can be heard on the microphone. This way we can kind of control to figure out where the EVPs or where the audio anomalies are coming from. So without further ado, gonna go ahead and have James. Did you want to go ahead and give some shout outs first, or I can do that actually? because you got everything all situated. Let me go ahead and do that real quick.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to give personal shout outs to Chris Walsh. We got Skelly. We got James, Doppelganger, Nikki, Scott Latia. And again, for everybody, Scott Latia was actually on Interview with the Ghost Hunter. He's an amazing investigator and came out with a website this week. And that's myparanormalcorner.com. If you haven't checked it out, and you've always been interested or curious about information about certain locations, maybe the Villisca House, the Queen Mary, you can find all that information there. He has a multitude of information on that website, and it's coming along, and it looks absolutely amazing right now. So I'm going to switch to you, James, and I'm going to mute up.
Okay. Okay. What do I? Okay. Now, like last week, I'll be freehanding on the paper. We'll be asking questions to see if we get any results. So,
And if you want to go ahead and maybe try to start like circling lightly.
okay. Yeah. Is there anybody that's here with us right now that would like to communicate?
Any spirits in communication, can you help James's hand possibly write something that maybe you're looking for or asking for? And try to open up your mind, James, and just kind of, if there's images or if there's words coming into your mind, try to get those out, try to write those down. But try to stay focused and kind of meditate in a way.
Do you know what my name is?
Spirits in communication, can you help James? Can you allow him, by guiding him to try to communicate with this paper, can you possibly say something in the room to let him know what to write? What possibly is your name? And just to make note, I am actually hearing voices as you're doing this, by the way.
Okay. Are you a man or are you a woman? Last time.
How close are you to James? Can you give him a number? Spirits, if you can hear me, can you say that number again, please?
Sorry. Yeah, I keep seeing the little girl in my mind.
Can you try to draw her a little bit? Maybe, possibly, or no?
I could try.
The Ovilus 3 Scott is using says ask.
Yeah, Dom's right. Okay. Okay. And at the same time I'm doing this, I've got my eyes closed too for the most of it. And I keep thinking of an A. I'm gonna write that down. Yeah. Well, I got it right here because I earlier I thought of a number 8.
I thought I heard the number 11 is the number I thought I heard.
Yeah. Well, that was I heard. What was the 8 for? One of the earlier questions there. Yeah. It was before the age, I think. Okay. Are you around me right now?
Were you involved in the Union Army? All right, we're gonna have you stop for a second,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna go ahead and let's do a burst session. We'll
Okay.
so we'll have you. I can go ahead and talk real quick.
Okay. Um, is there anything you'd like to say to Dom or I right now?
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, switch back to my camera. I'm gonna mute
Okay.
you real quick. Leave your.
Okay.
You can leave your camera right where it is.
Okay.
You can still hear me, but I can't hear you. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do a burst session real quick. Let's see if we capture anything here. We have James muted, so the only audio you're gonna capture is anything that's in this house. With doing so, hopefully we can pinpoint where the activity is. I do not have anybody here. I am home alone. There is nobody in this house right now. I am upstairs. I'm at an upper elevation. I'm on a second story. And it is about 10:22 p.m. on December 17th, 2015. Hello, hello. Is there anybody here with me right now? I'd like to thank you for coming here, for communicating, if you're able to. Any spirits of communication, if you could confirm your name by saying it 2 to 3 times, I would appreciate that very much so. If you could confirm your age, the year that you were born, by saying it 2 to 3 times, I would greatly appreciate that. And perhaps we could find out more information of who you are. Are you originally from here, from this location? Or have you came from farther away? I'm going to play this back, and I would like to thank you for any communication in which you have been able to give us at this moment. So you will hear this playing back in the room. I thank you again. And now, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and play this back for you. Let's see if there's any any anomalies in this audio. Let's see if there's anything that maybe we captured. Again, right after this, we're going to switch back over to James with the spirit writing. I specifically am saying writing because there is two different forms of that style technique. One is spirit drawing, and the other is spirit writing, which is all words. Spirit drawing is pictures and so forth. So, I mean, it is a little mixture of both, but I also would like to try the spirit drawing down the road. I'd like to also say to everybody, have a happy holiday. We will be here next Thursday on Christmas Eve. For any individuals that would like to tune in and watch, we will be here doing a show. And you can check us out again tomorrow night for Spirit Box Weekly. But I'm going to go ahead and play this real quick for you.
Hello, is there anybody here with me right now? Hello, is there anybody here with me right now?
I'm hearing there is, yes. Right there. There is.
Anybody here with me right now?
There is, yes. That's what I mean.
Here with me right now. I'd like to thank you for coming here, for communicating, if you're able to.
Well, very faintly.
Any spirits of communication, if you could confirm your name by saying it 2 to 3 times, I would appreciate that very much so. Appreciate that very much so.
I do believe I heard it at least twice. My name is Max.
I would appreciate by saying it 2 to 3 times. I would appreciate that very much so. If you could
Can you hear us?
If you could confirm your age, the year that you were born, by saying it 2 to 3 times, I would greatly appreciate that, and perhaps we could find out more information of who you are. originally?
There's a date. 1941.
Are you originally from here? From this location? Or have you came from farther away? Away.
Really?
Farther away. I'm going to play this back, and I would like to thank you for any communication in which you have been able to give us at this moment. So you will hear this playing back in the room. I thank you again.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead, go ahead and turn that off. I believe I heard 1931 or 1941. James, I'm going to go ahead and turn you back on. Should be right there. I believe I can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so sound anomalies, I gotta say it's in the house here. For some of that stuff, for the EVPs I'm capturing right here. Because I had you muted, so there's no way possible for your audio to come through. What I believe I captured, I thought I captured the name Max, which
Okay.
Max refers back to Rolling Hills, but it could be a different Max. I mean, Max, is a standard name. When I asked the date, I believe the date that I got was 1931 or 1941. And then where it came from, interestingly enough, many viewers probably have seen most of our shows, have seen most of the stuff that we do. And there was a buddy that I used to work with the shows, even with this show, and that was Kev. And Kev is on a hiatus. He has a lot of personal issues going on and needs to take care of all that before he could ever, come back. But what it said when I asked where it came from, I believe it said it came from Kevin's. Very, very interesting.
Oh, I'd say the least.
I never, I can't say I never have. I have tried to use white noise, like a white noise generator, and I've actually found to get worse results for me personally, making it almost impossible to hear what's being said. I'm hoping that this is loud enough for everybody when they're watching this to be able to hear what's being recorded or played back. If it isn't, the thing I could recommend is maybe trying to either use headphones or possibly use a stereo with a little bit more bass. I personally, going through audio, use a Turtle Beach headset X11. It's a wired headset. It has a bass doggle to it, treble doggle and everything. That seems to help me personally when I'm trying to listen for audible responses. And I'm sure other investigators have other devices that they use. But yeah, that was very interesting. Again, any spirits that are in this room, that are around me. I appreciate your presence. You are always welcome around me. You're always welcome to try to communicate. The only time I ever ask is, okay, if it's too loud, please let me know as well, because I can try to manipulate that so it's not hurting your ears. I just want to make sure when the responses are able to be heard, everybody can hear them on the show. That's why I played at a louder level. But let's go back to the spirit writing, and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna go ahead and mute again.
Just tell me when you're ready, Dom. Okay. Considering this is an old settlers town, an old Scottish settlers town, I actually do have quite a few questions on this end. First being, are you a settler from this town, or were you here after the fact? Good idea.
How many individuals are with James right now?
I'm coming up with that 4 again. I don't know what it is with the 4, but I keep thinking coming up with 4. Parlez-vous français, or do you speak English? Were you ever in the militia? Thank you. Okay. Is there a little girl present with me right now? I don't know. I just keep coming up with 4. I don't know what that means.
Was there a noise outside your room or where you were? Because I heard something after you asked that.
I don't think so.
It was almost an audible like howl. Is what I thought I heard.
Well, my wife's sleeping on the couch and the dogs are sleeping, and then my daughter's downstairs, so I don't think there's anything around.
Okay.
Now, if there is this little girl here, do you know my daughter? Have you been following her for the last 18, 19 years? Oh, shit. I just had a yes pop up in my head.
I heard the word 17, actually. When you said that, I heard an audible response of 17 years.
Yeah, my daughter's had the same spirit's following her for years. She was telling me. I'm still curious about those. Are you there? Are you there to guide her, or are you there just to watch over her?
James, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
With a pencil, do like a J, real quick J. And put a little force on it.
There.
All right, I heard something else after you had asked that about how you wanted to kind of contact the spirits that are around your daughter,
Yeah.
and I heard like a kind of heard that,
Hmm.
which it was loud as hell. I thought it was your pencil actually, but even with how much you pushed down to write that J initially, you never did
Yeah.
that for the other writing.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep things neat.
And Nikki Paranormal, she's in the chat as well. I'd like to give her a shout out as well. She's asking, perhaps asking them to guide you with drawing or writing.
Yes. That would
So
be
if
good.
you want to kind of do what I did last week, where give them a guideline of how to use your arm to draw or to write.
Okay. If there's any spirits around me, go through me and use my hand to write down any answers that you might have to any questions that we ask. Feel free to. I'm just here to learn more about you. I'm not here to cause any trouble or any harm. Now, if you are from around here, are you from this town or where are you from? Uh-huh. Do you have any family around here or are you lost? Okay. Are you happy where you are? Hmm.
In the chat, Chris Walsh, he has a speech recognition software on right now, and it
Okay.
says unknown child, Cecile, and the word New Hutton keeps showing up on his speech recognition software. Scott Latia asked ask if they are French.
Yeah, okay, I'll ask that again then. Do you speak French? Parlez-vous français? Hmm. Ow. I gotta. Yeah, I just had one there. That's okay. Can you tell me what that letter is on the paper right now?
And if possible, could you say the letter again? Ask if they just say Bavaria. That's all you gotta say. Just say Bavaria.
Bavaria.
All right, we can go ahead and, if you want to stop for now, we can go ahead and do another burst session real quick.
Okay.
I'll switch over to that right now. All right, and we're switched back over here. If you want to move your camera back how it was, we're probably going to be done with the spirit writing for tonight. We'll go ahead and do the burst session, and then kind of, I guess, end the session for the evening. Yeah, there's quite a bit of information in the chat for you. New Houghton is a community in Maine Spretznark district in the Regierungsbezirk of Lower Franconia in Bavaria, Germany, and a member of the Verwaltungsgemeinschaft of Partestein. Yes, don't ask me how I knew how to say all that shit, but I probably didn't even say it right. So anyway, some very interesting information in there. New Houghton came through Chris Walsh's recognition software, and it was a German town. So that's why I was saying just say Bavaria. All right.
Well, that is pretty interesting, actually. Oh, my camera went crooked.
And actually, I'm going to do a little bit different. I know you don't have a voice recorder, but what I'm going to do, we're not going to be able to do a burst session, but let's do a silent session of audio. I'll mute myself again, and we're going to do a silent session of audio where you are, and see if you might hear anything. So you ask all the questions. I'm going to switch the camera right over to you, and let's see how this works out.
Okay.
You are...
Say when. Okay. Have you ever tried to communicate with me in the past?
And James, are you hearing anything in the room?
No.
Okay, I heard yes twice, actually.
Damn. What would you like to tell me? If there is anybody present, could you let yourself be heard or known?
A word that Scott got was hollow. Hallow.
Hollow. Hmm. Hollow. That's interesting. Oh, I'm sure we do. I'm sure we do. Weapon. Obvious. Weapon. What kind of weapon would you be talking about? Hmm.
I believe I heard rifles.
Are you part of a militia or an army? Or are you a farmer? Um, I'll try that again separately there. Are you part of a militia? No, I just. Oh, I clicked my toe. Damn, my mic's sensitive. Damn. Yes. Were you a farmer?
Ask if they are part of a revolution.
Are you part of a revolution? Do you want me to be communicating with you anymore? Or do you like me communicating? Sorry.
You may want to split that one apart because I believe I heard an answer to that, buddy.
Okay. I'll ask that question again and I'll split it apart. Do you want me to be communicating with you? What was the second part? I forgot. Um, do you like the fact I'm trying to communicate with you?
All right. So I'm actually going to switch right back over to the chat, and I'm going to switch back to our view right here. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in for this week with Live Spirit Frequencies. You can check us out on tomorrow night with Spirit Box Weekly, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. It's live every Friday, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. And we do have the YouTube chat enabled for that. Anybody that's viewing Live Spirit Frequencies right now, say you tuned in late. If you'd like to chat with us in the future, there's a link below in the description which will take you straight over to Live Paranormal LPTV chat. which you can chat with us live during the show. Anybody that has any suggestions or ideas for things that they may like to see us add within the shows, or things they may like us to try that are new, please comment below the video and give us some feedback. Let us know how we're doing. Again, I'd like to give a shout out to Nikki Paranormal, Scott Latia. I'd like to give a shout out to Chris Walsh, and to Rick G, Doppelganger. Thank you so much, all you guys, for being in here. Paraghoster, thank you all for being in here. And don't forget to check us out next Thursday for Christmas Eve. We'll be here. Say you don't have any plans, well, we'll be here. We can share the holidays together if you like. And if we don't catch you next week, have happy holidays, have a Merry Christmas, and have a Happy New Year.